We're live. I just don't even know what to say. Why? God. We're going to get into it. It's the match reaction. Man United 3, Arsenal 2. Oh, my God. Sorry. I'm not even on the ball right now. I'm performing like Thomas Partey in the first half.
Oh,
it's all over the place.
Evening,
guys. People tuning in. Welcome back. It's the Armoury TV. It's horrible. It's Man United 3, Arsenal 2, and this one hurts more than any defeat this season, I think. James, you look flustered down there, so I'm going to come to you first. Get it off your chest, bro.
I'm fucked off. I'm so pissed off, man. I'm so fucked off. What fucking team deserves to lose like that, man? Like, what the fuck? we played better than United did, and we fucking gave them the game, man. No team deserves to win that game. No team deserves to win the game. But to fucking lose like that, what is Odegaard doing, man? For
straight away, it's 10. Straight away, it was Pen. I was like, Pen.
It's just back in it. And then, 2 foot's Fred. Why, man? And it's
Fred.
It's so
Man of the match.
Who, Fred?
I had a hand in 3 goals. R1. Next team for United.
Genuinely, I can accept losing, right? If United play us off the pitch, I can accept losing, right? If we're the worst team, I can accept losing. But to lose like that, I'm so fuming and heartbroken. Like, I don't know the word. Like, I don't even want to say disappointed. I don't know how to fucking feel. Like, there's not been a loss like this where I've felt like we're in the game. We shouldn't deserve to lose to an important game like this in such a long time. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear your frustration because Man United didn't really do anything, but were just scoring at will. It reminds me, like, I know it wasn't as bad as some of the other games, but you remember a few years ago when every time United went forward under Fergie, they just scored. We dominate possession, they counter. Nani, Park Ji-sung, whoever it was, would just score. Ashley Young. It just felt like that again. Canners, how you feeling?
Bit sick, man. I just felt like we got the goal. I couldn't see United scoring. I honestly couldn't see United scoring. And then we got the goal, but as I said, couldn't see United score. But we just dropped back. We just sat back. It was all Crystal Palace all over again.
Mm-hmm.
It really was. And why we do that, I have no idea. I want to know who's calling the shots. Who's telling us what to do? Who's telling us why are we dropping back so deep?
Do you know? Sorry, carry on.
I'm just saying, and not doing the things we was doing before we scored the goal, because we was a better team. They had nothing, and
I can't even say we were the better team because I was losing my rag
before we scored the goal.
Yeah, before we scored. Yeah. He was on top of him. And with what you're saying, I think we're going to touch on this because if anyone's seen the channel this week, there was a lot of discussions about Aubameyang, Lacazette, Martinelli. Mixed feelings. Who should start up front? I think today
Martinelli was amazing.
Martinelli was brilliant today. So I've given Martinelli a hard time, and he was, for me, brilliant today. But sorry, just to answer what Cannon was saying earlier about why we retreat so much, because nothing sticks. Nothing sticks up top, and all that does is invite pressure. Their first goal, look where Harry Maguire was stood. He won the ball in our half, drove forward, and then they played around. He was like a left winger when they scored their first goal because there's no. They said if that ball comes up and I hold it and I let the game build, even when I win a free kick, that just takes pressure off. It's happened against Palace. and it's happened against Brighton, and it happened again today. We score a goal, and then we just start retreating. We retreating. Nothing sticks up top. Martinelli was the only one getting us out. Do you know what I mean? And
driving with the ball.
Yeah, it was
Saka
bad.
wasn't fit.
Yeah, you can see he wasn't fit.
Oh,
let's get into the first thing before we can rant all day, I think. But let's get into the first thing. Starting 11. Obviously, Saka wasn't fit. He didn't start. No issues there with me. I think the biggest one was El Nene, and I'm not trying to blame El Nene, but he's in the team to do one thing, and that's stifle, get stuck in, and we conceded three. The goal, I know one was a penalty, but it all came the same way. Ball went wide. The winger just stood with the ball for about 5 seconds. A third man run comes in, and they just quick ball across, and our midfield was non-existent. Do you think he got that decision wrong? Because again, El Nene is not giving you much in terms of playing forward and progressing. He's there to spoil, and he didn't really spoil anything, in my opinion. So, do you think that was the first mistake? Was that selection?
I think that was mistake. Because, as you said, he's brought in to do one thing, and that's to spoil. And that then, I think, hands the initiative to United. However, it wasn't that case in the first half. But before we scored, but as soon as we scored, do you know what? I don't even think Enani was the problem. I don't even think he was that bad. There's something mentally going on there where we score against a big team or a team that we're kind of like a little bit against, and we just go into a shell. We just drop off. We just say, do you know what? Let's hang on now. Let's hold on to this 1-0 or whatever. And you can't do that after half an hour of a bloody game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
We just handed it to them and said, "Come on, then, go at us."
Yeah, but
we're not.
They were there. They were there to get 2 or 3. We should have got a second goal. Actually, I can't remember. I think Martinelli.
Martinelli had a shot where he should have just laid it off Smith Rowe. Yeah. Again, he may have scuffed his chance, but correct decisions at the correct times make a big difference, don't they?
Exactly, and I think the best teams, the teams that play with no fear, the teams that are, have that killer instinct, your Liverpools, your Man Cities, etc., and your Chelseas, they carry on what they're doing because it's working, and they go for that second goal to kind of kill the game off. And that's something that we've got to actually learn to start. I don't know who instigates that dropping back. I don't know who does that. I don't know what player, or it's just a mental thing with the team. It's like, do you know what? I have no, and it winds me up. It winds me up because they can play, and they just stop playing. Is that coming from them?
You can see in that game today, we wanted to attack. We then got back on the front foot. So as soon as we conceded, on the front foot, and it's not then. Do you know what I mean? If Liverpool dominating you and you can't, or Man City, and you can't get the ball to even attack, you go 1-0 down. You can't get hold of the ball. You go 2-0 down and so on. But every time we went behind, we then jumped back on the front foot and started playing again. And again, United are now a threat on the break. But
and the thing is as well, when we went back into our shell, they were, United is trying to play. I was like, they're not good enough to play. Get at them. You know what I mean? Put them under. They're not good enough to play their way out of trouble. Press them. Do you know what I mean? I was just.
Joey, let's go to James quickly. James,
wound me up, man.
What about you with the starting 11? Obviously, Saka is forced upon Arteta. Let's deal with the defensive midfield first, because again, another talking point is Tierney and Tavares, and I know Canners, you're going to be chomping to come onto that. But James, you go first, and then we move on. So, what do you reckon about the defensive midfield? Was you happy with it, or did you think we should have rung the changes?
Should have kept Lokonga. Like Lokonga was doing bits. Like there's a statistic I saw.
He was the best player.
It's either 19 or 20 out of interceptions, or 19 out of 20 tackles he's made this season. He's won. Like, why are you taking off a player that created 6 big chances and was actually bossing the midfield? Yes, he was naive in Liverpool, right? But why keep Tavares on and bring off and take off Lokonga? That don't make sense. Like if you're gonna do wholesale changes, I can accept you putting Tierney on and Elneny on, fine. But I can't understand why he took off the Conga. Like, to play the way we want to play, and we want to play high up, you need 2 midfield players that are capable of playing high up. Why the fuck are you playing Elneny? Why? He's not capable of sitting high. He's a sit deep player, screen the back 4, and occasionally pass it sideways. and then misplace a pass going forward, right? That's what he does. That's why he cost us 4 million. Why is he still at the club? Like, I'm so frustrated, man, because they were there. We had them in our hands, and they were there. If we kept playing the way we did within the first 15 or 20 minutes, play our style, we're fine with it. It's just annoying, man. Like, I don't know. I can't agree. I'll stop being irrational. I can't agree with El Neni. I can't agree with it. Like,
I hear you.
If Lokonga's injured, fine, but why? Like, why? Like, I don't see the logical sense. I tried to make sense of it before the game if he was going to sit on Bruno, and then we're going to overload the left hand side with Tavares and Emma Smith Rowe on their weaker side defensively of Dallo and Sancho, because they're not great defensively on that side. But we never did that, and El Neni didn't sit and man mark Bruno. So why are you playing El Neni?
Mr. Fox, I want you to qualify that statement.
I think on paper it makes sense, but in reality it was pointless because we conceded 3. So in fact, and I'm not saying anything was his fault in particular. However, actually the first one is him. The first one I'm going to give it to him. He's got to see Fred's run and come across him. He's got to see then get closer. Let's get into the wing backs, because I think Tomiyasu was different.
Oh, whoever came over to his side, he just went.
He dealt with.
Go away, man.
He was different. Now we're gonna get onto. So I think we all agree to Tomiyasu was probably our man of the match, or second behind Martinelli. It was one of them two for me.
I'd say splitting hairs between those two.
Yeah, I think them two done their job really well. So the right side seemed comfortable. Left hand side. Now, again, I'm not gonna pull hairs at Tavares. I think someone else will. I don't think Tavares had a bad game.
I don't think he had a bad game, but the thing is, and he never has a bad game. However, what he does do, though, is that against poor opposition, right, he'll give the ball away, okay, and we won't get punished. Against better opposition and better players, he'll do the same thing and we'll get punished. There was plenty of times against Newcastle he gave the ball away and we didn't get punished, or he picked the wrong pass, or his cross was blocked and and it went to their team. Against Newcastle, it happened so many over and over again, and we didn't get punished because they're not they're bottom. However, against United, they as soon as he misplaced that pass, I knew straight away where that ball was going, and they put it in behind him straight away where he was vacated. And that was the problem for me, is that when you're there and you've committed, you've got to be absolute with that, okay? And the thing is that, as I said, against better opposition, we get punished. I'm not going to say, look, he wasn't bad today, but it was just those particular points where we got that particular goal, the second goal, which it was, that was a killer for us. They didn't deserve that second goal at all, and that kind of killed us. And I think we was on top, until they scored that.
And again, I haven't watched back the game. I will look at it again. One thing I did see was, I'm not sure if it was Dallo who was on the outside, and I watched El Nene's movement. He went and screened Rashford, who Gabriel was marking, and it left the left side wide open. And we've spoke about it before. And Xhaka's role sometimes when we're attacking, Xhaka fills in the left. And do you know, if El Nene just takes 2 steps to the left, he probably can cut it out. But that's splitting hairs, and that's not me trying to just bail out Tavares. But I do think Smith Rowe was heavy-legged. And even after that, there was still no pressure on the ball, even when the pass has gone wrong. When first 5 minutes, a ball went to Martinelli. He's gone for the header with Harry Maguire. It's bounced down to Tellez. He's ratted around Tellez. He's gone for another one. And sometimes that little bit of desire just takes players off their game, and they end up playing safe. Yeah. Whereas we allowed the man to bring the ball down, have a touch, look at, there's space there, and then they attack, they killed us. So, it can happen all the time. And again, you look back at that counter attack. Sometimes we got caught 4v2 and we defended it out because players just done the sensible thing. And I just there's so many times after that where we still could defend that goal. And again, it was the same thing all game. They got down the channels, a third man run across, and we just didn't pick it up once all game. Fred is, as I said, for me, Fred should be man of the match. He just made runs in behind our midfield, and no one picked him up. But Gunnar King, you just joined us. Give us a quick breakdown. We haven't spoken about our striking force yet, so leave that there because we're going to come to it. But We spoke about the inclusion of El Nene, so give us your thoughts on that. And then, do you think it's now time to bring Tierney back?
Yeah, I think maybe it's time to bring Tierney back now if he's fit. I think, but I don't think he played terribly. I don't think there wasn't like people that stood out that played badly.
Partey did.
Partey first half. Second half he was really good, I think.
Yeah. Second half he was a lot better. First half everything was just bouncing off him or misplaced passes.
Yeah, there was a few misplaced passes. I thought, in the second half he was a lot better. I think, really looking at that game, I think Tierney could definitely come back in. We'll have to see how he's feeling for Everton this weekend. But yeah, I think we just got to move on to the next game, man.
Do you know what?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one to swallow, man. It's a tough one to swallow. Trust me, man. The more now it's sinking in that we lost against United, the more it's starting to kind of like really grain with me now because
it's definitely grating, bro. But our squad needs a lot more improvement, man, to be able to compete in these games, man. I think, that much is obvious to me, man.
So
we've gone in the right direction, but there's still a lot more work that needs to be done to it.
We've banged on about leaders a lot this season, and we have seen some leadership. Again, it's hard when you're not in the stadium because you can't always see, but someone needs to grab the team and, again, get us up the pitch. Like, did you see anybody from where you lot was doing it? Like, and again, this is now going to go on to Aubameyang. Because if you're not scoring, you need to be offering me something. And today,
by the way, he should have finished off that chance he had to.
Even if it's offside, just finish it. Yeah, finish it.
Exactly, because there was someone there where it could have been.
Took a deflection.
Yeah, so
you talk about the same one where I think is it Martinelli shot and it kind of bounced and flipped into Abba and he's 1-on-1 with the head. You talking about that one?
No, it's late on in the second half. Where it was pretty much a guilt. It might have been that one, but it was pretty much a guilt at the far post, basically.
Yeah.
Listen, there was one angle where they said, he's offside. However, there was someone. I think it was Dallo.
Tellez.
Tellez. Yeah, Tellez. Sorry, who was that little bit deeper, and that would have kind of like asked the question. Do you know what I mean? It would have been a question. And you never know, man. You might have got it. But yeah, listen, man. He's going through something. He's going through something at the moment. I don't know what's going on, but he's going through something at the moment. And the problem is that he's going to go. And Nketiah come on and did absolutely nothing. I have no idea why he brought him on. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't get onto Nketiah. Like, it is what it is. I think for me, 10 minutes to bring on Lacazette is not long enough. Even at 2-2, he should have been coming on the pitch. Again, just to add some intent. Odegaard in flashes wasn't too bad. Couple of nice touches, but that penalty, I don't even know what he's thinking.
Why are you diving in like that?
And we've been saying it all season. When things have happened, we've allowed it to go and say, "Go and beat my keeper." And again, even when Ronaldo chopped the life out of Partey, it's easy to foul there, but Partey said, "Go on." Well, I don't think he had a choice of saying, "Go on." He got sent to the stands.
He got sent to the shop, man.
Pulls off a save. So make them. Do you know what I mean? Make it hard for them. Don't give them the easy out. And it's just, mate, it's frustrating the life out of me. But James, I know you're going to have a lot to say on Abba. Does he start the next game for you?
No. He doesn't.
Go for it. Take it
away.
No,
he doesn't deserve it, bro. He's been shit for 18 months, man. Like, I've been saying it for such a long time, and he doesn't offer anything. If he doesn't score, he doesn't do anything. Can you tell me what he did this game? Honestly.
No. I think he had one flick. He had one good flick for Smith Rowe. That was all I saw. And that's me.
Did you see with Smith Rowe? He hasn't got in bursts. He has paces 5 yards, but over 7 yards plus. Smith Rowe ain't got it.
No, he's a dribbler, isn't he? But Martinelli's on the end of that.
He would have gone.
But
he would have gone. Yeah,
Smith Rowe hasn't got pace to kill you like that. But
Martinelli's got to play more games, man. I really feel like
after that he has to.
He's got to play more games, man. I think like he's looking ready, man. Like to play on one of those wings. Smith Rowe can come inside maybe, and you could go with the three of them instead of Odegaard at the moment. Put him on the left, put Saka on the right if he's fit. I think let's see what they can do, man. You know, like, or put him up front and play Odegaard as a 10. I think Martinelli's got to be included more. I was really not just like the assist, like it's just his whole performance was spirited.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? He wanted the ball. He wasn't giving up on things. He's causing all kinds of problems, man. And I really liked in that bit towards the end of the second half where he drove in and he gave it to Aubameyang. He probably should have got it back from him.
Yeah.
I think yeah. Look, there's some positives to be taken from this. You know, like I think, but yeah, we definitely got work to do in January, man. And I think January is the time to do it.
Yeah, we can't wait.
I can't wait longer, man.
I'd like to know what Cannon FC.
He's not a lazy footballer.
Odegaard is a lazy footballer. I'd like to know what you mean.
He's not.
By that.
He leads. There's a stat. I'm pretty sure that I'm very confident in the stat that he leads, or he's very at the top of the league in pressing and covering distance to force turnovers high up the pitch. He's not a lazy player, man. He's not. He's honestly one of the hardest working midfielders we have.
He works, but I've said it before. He doesn't impact the ball the same as Lacazette does in that 10 position, and there's a big difference. And when Laka's in there, and again, this is not me. Again, everyone knows I like Laka, but there's just a difference. Don't get me wrong. Odegaard presses non-stop he goes. But there's a difference between getting there, winning the ball, or just closing down the space and letting the player then get his pass off. And I think that's the difference with Laka. You go back and watch previous games, he nicks things he has no right getting to. He wins free kicks in areas and lets us play at the pitch. Odegaard, I don't think was bad today.
Odegaard was doing that in terms of winning free kicks, though. He was like,
I mean, when they've got possession, Laka nicks and wins, and then all of a sudden now do you know what I mean? I think Odegaard was good today. I would like to see him play with Laka, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think you can see that this is the discrepancy within the teams. You can see it, right? United can play poorly or okay, if you want to say they played okay, because I didn't think they played great. I thought we played better. But they have the ability to win games due to the quality of their team, right?
Yeah.
If you think about it, right, on paper, Lacazette's gone, Nketiah is gone, Pepe's gone. Like, he has Pepe on the bench and he brought on Nketiah.
He's got Pepe on the bench. He brings on someone who's half fit.
Yeah. So this is the thing, right? For me, I don't know if Albert is probably going to be here in the summer. I don't want him to be. I think he's past it. Maybe you can disagree with me in this, but I've been calling for him to. If he's not past it, drop him. He doesn't deserve to be starting currently on form. He doesn't. But Pepe's gone. We can all assume Pepe's gone. Like, I think today highlighted that fact if it wasn't already highlighted already. Lacazette is gone. He's already openly said, I'm looking for options. Nketiah just rejected a new contract. And then we have Aubameyang, who is going to leave in a year if he doesn't already go in the summer, right? So you're talking wholesale changes in the front line. That's 4 players, 3 strikers and a winger, right? We already need another winger. That's the difference. And I think it highlighted, as King said, we need to be busy in January. We need to be proactive. We need an elite central midfielder and we need an elite striker to take this team forward. It's so obvious today. It was so obvious.
Yeah, no, definitely. I do agree with that. And again, this is like, it's frustrating as hell. But again, what this should just do is put us back to where we are in this rebuild. Like you're saying, James, we've got some big players there in terms of Pepe, Laka, Abba, and we need we need something new to say this is what we're building. And like, it's hard because I'm watching the young players and I have more faith in the youngsters than I do the senior pros. Like,
the seniors in our squad are so lackluster and so poor. Like, can you tell that the senior players and our youngsters? If you didn't watch Arsenal and you didn't watch football, you ask who's a senior player, who's a young player. Yeah. You're going to say Emma Smith Rowe, Saka.
I feel like
go on, Gunnar.
I feel like that's the last bit to do now. is like the fine tweaks in midfield and up front to give us some firepower. I think like Smith Rowe, ESR, Odegaard, Martinelli, that kind of covers our midfield and like wide areas. And then like I think it's just like Lacquer and Aubameyang getting on, not really producing how they used to. Balogun isn't ready to go in there. Martinelli's not quite ready to play up top. I feel that he's still got a lot to offer on the wing and a lot to learn on the wing at the moment. So he's got to stay there and develop a bit more. Like I think El Neni is not like, as a squad player, he's not going to take us where we need to get to. We've got Ainsley Maitland-Niles in there. Okay, he's putting some good performances. You got Sambi and Partey. Partey's going to go AFCON. He obviously gets injured, but he needs some competition and he needs some help in there because the other two are quite young, you know. So I think those are the areas we got to look at.
Yeah, and what was telling today, we all laugh at Fred, and again, I think it's more Man United fans than other people's fans who go on at Fred. But just that, again, he made the third man run 3 times, and I don't see my midfielders doing it. Just creating a problem by just my running, because what it does is Ben White sees you, he thinks I've got to step across. It just opens up a bit of space sometimes. Or again, and you saw it, he created the first goal by making the run, and the penalty, he's made a dart. Do you know what I mean? And I get the way we play, but equally, I do think we need more of a attacking input in the midfield. So again, I think that's something we need to look at. It's all good and well dictating the play, but sometimes someone just needs to make a run past a striker and just give someone something to think about. Do you know what I mean? And I agree with everyone saying I think we do need to go again in January. We're in a good position. So regardless of this result, we're still, 2 points clear of United? I think
still 2 points clear of United, a point clear of Tottenham, but Tottenham have a game in hand.
So we're still in and around
behind West Ham, who are 4th.
Yeah.
And we're 5th.
Yeah. So again, we're not saying we're not going to get a better chance to get in the top 4, but actually at the same time, if United improve next season, like not even player-wise, if they improve their football and their ability to win games, now that's even harder for us to get back in the top 4. So they've
got a very favourable run of fixtures as well.
Yeah,
like the next 10 games.
Do you know what? Our December fixtures ain't so bad either. You know.
No, yeah.
And
got
today
Man
would have
City
been
on the 1st of Jan. I think until then,
got games we should be winning.
Yeah, a draw today would have been a nice precursor to those games. But now, you got a team
pressure's on a bit now, isn't it?
Yeah, because Everton are in a shit vein of form.
In the mud. But this is Arsenal, so you know what it is. I didn't realise Man United hadn't won at home in the league since.
But it's Arsenal. You're playing Arsenal. If you want to break any crappy records, play Arsenal.
Yeah,
for them,
true.
For obviously they haven't won in the at home since God knows how long.
How long has it been?
For Fernandes,
that's their first win at Old Trafford this season in the Premier League since the first game of the season.
Yeah, Fernandes hadn't scored since God knows when. And we give bloody Ronaldo's 800 for whatever it is goal.
801, 800 and 801.
No, 800 and 801, yeah.
So you play Arsenal, mate, you're going to get rid of unwanted records. It's always Arsenal, flip's sake, man. We're always the team to do that.
Definitely.
Well, look, man, let me just say this quickly, yeah. If after we've played 14, 13 games, if you had said
14.
We would be 5th, a point behind 4th, 2 above United, a point above Spurs, with it all to play for, at this point of the season, you would have A, said that I was mad, and you B, would have bit my arm off to take it, when you realised I wasn't gassing.
If you, I take what you're saying, but then if you 100%. Then put in on that and say, well, you'll lose that away to Man United when you know you should beat them, and also you'll get thumped by Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool.
Do you know? I'll take the beatings by them 3 all day if it means we beat the United.
No, man, you want to see something where you're working with something to the point where it's like you're okay. That I know they're light years ahead, but you want to see us catching them up some.
I hear you. I hear you.
But it is the time. I'm not saying I don't want to see that. And I said this on the terrace yesterday. Yeah. I'm not saying I don't want to see that. What I'm saying is it a realistic expectation to expect to see that now after 14 games, where a number of these new players weren't there for the first 3 games. So it's like 10, 11 games that they've played together. You know, some of them in a new country, new manager, new teammates, you know, learning the language maybe, or like English isn't their first language, all of this squad integration that has to take place. Like, we got to be a bit realistic about it, man. Like, you know, like it takes.
I don't know. I don't know.
Liverpool, like let's look at all 4 of those teams. Most of the moving parts, like the main parts of all of those big teams, have been there for years. Do you know what I mean? Like De Bruyne, you know, like you've Aguero's obviously
even Rodri's coming into his own now, but it's taking him a bit of time.
Sterling's been there for a while. Diaz is coming into his second season. Stones has been there for a while. Bernardo's been there for a while. So, like, you know, they've played together for years. Go to United squad, you could do the same with a number of their players. You know, Chelsea is the same. Liverpool is the same. Like, well, I think it's too early to expect that. And I think, like, as long as we keep going on and just beating the little teams, beating the teams in and around and below us, you know, like...
I think that's my frustration today. It's because...
You want to see that. I feel like it will come, but I just don't think it's right now, man.
I'd say I'm not really too fussed about the top 3.
So my question then, right, is then, if you're saying that, I'm pretty sure that there's another manager out there, right, that could get the team playing in a way where we wouldn't get beaten 4s and 5s or whatever it is by the Liverpools and the Man Cities.
100%.
These same set of players.
Yeah, but I think this comes back to Arteta's first season. Arteta probably can do that, but it's not the philosophy he wants to play and go forward with. So we could stifle, like anyone could go in there and set up defensively and say, right, we stifle teams, we get beat 1-0, we come out of there with some self-respect. But long term, what is that doing for you? And we see that with the likes of Mourinho going to teams where he's the shithousing himself through, and he might win some trophies. Hold on, Gunnar. He might win some trophies, but long term, the damage is actually greater than starting from scratch. And what you're seeing when United do now, they've had them coaches where they've come in and thought, right, we can win things with Mourinho. But actually, what it's done to the club is actually set them back until Ollie's come in and almost stabilised it. Yes, it's ended badly for them, but they're in a better position now squad-wise than they were under Mourinho, even though Mourinho won trophies. So, yeah, we definitely could get someone in now to come and win those kind of games. But I think Arteta's trying to implement a philosophy. And we saw the same under Klopp. Klopp was losing games 4-3, exciting football matches, and people were losing their mind. He needs to do this, that, and the other. And then once he got Van Dijk and Alisson, all of a sudden it just turned like a switch. And they've now been killing teams for the last 3 seasons. So I'm not saying Arteta's Klopp, but equally, sometimes you have to trust in your philosophy. Again, someone can come in and short fix this team. And do you know what I mean? We might be more competitive in some games. But we had that with Emery.
Right? Other than Oba, who had a bad game? Really?
Thomas Partey.
Partey first half, I think.
Thomas Partey had a shit game.
And
the whole game?
It gave him an impetus. Now, second half, he was good. But first half, again, it's impetus and belief. If you're having a shock in the first half, what's that doing for Man United's confidence? That's letting them step on 5 yards higher every time.
We shut the crowd up. You know what I mean? When we before we scored and when we scored and a few minutes after we shut the crowd up. It was quiet, and that was like, I was like, brilliant.
This go on and dictate the game.
Exactly.
What we got to do is keep the ball.
We then just kind of kept regressing, giving them more space.
Let's end on something positive. Let's take a positive out of this game, if we can find one. James, I'm going to come to you. What can you take a positive out of this game looking forward?
Yeah, Martinelli for me is the only one. He's not the only shining light. Martinelli is the positive for me out of this, but I know we're a young team, and I shouldn't be getting this worked up about a singular game across our whole season because we're still well in for European places, be it top 4, top 6, whatever it is, right? But I think with what you guys are saying about Arteta, can you get more out of this? I think we're seeing a common theme. I don't know if it's a young squad. From what I can see of Arteta, I don't think he was trying to play deep. I just think we're a bit apprehensive because we're quite nervous, I think. So instead of us being high all the time, we sit back as a team. I don't know. So I'm glad that we've got a young squad that we can get behind. I love the squad. This loss is painful, so that's a positive, I guess. And Gabriel Martinelli, he seems like after being injured, he was a bit lethargic. He wasn't on top of it. He wasn't in normal self, running everywhere, winning the ball. But today and Newcastle, I thought he was absolutely brilliant. That you see that turn where he spun 2 guys on the left wing. It looked beautiful.
Yeah.
So if we can have him back, yeah, bro, he's got the flair, man. If we can have him back in some form and he does what he did, where he was scoring and he was assisting, then I think we have a chance. But we'll see.
Yeah, Gunner King, and you've been quite optimistic this season, so I can imagine you got something good to say for me.
I think obviously he kind of undid it a bit by giving away the penalty, but I think Odegaard getting on the score sheet, quite similar circumstances. This time Aubameyang moved out of the way.
Oh, I thought he tried to hit it
against Watford, when he got in the way, but I think that would have done his confidence some good, because I think he needs to chip in with more goals as well. And just get on the end of like more final actions a bit more, create a bit more for the team and score a bit more. I think some of the burden must be taken off Smith Rowe and Saka at the moment. These 2 players obviously showed today, at different parts, that they can contribute, even though we were on the losing side. So I think we need to trust in them a bit more. We're going to need to this season, especially with the games being now like more than 1 a week now. So yeah, I think I'd say that was a positive.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Canners, can you search deep in your chest and find me a positive, please? And not Martinelli either, because we had 2 Martinellis.
We're 5th.
I thought you froze. I was waiting for something else to come.
That's it, man. We're 5th. That's the only positive right now. I'm disappointed, man. I really am. I'm searching for positives. Martinelli. I know you'd said not to say Martinelli, but we conceded though 3 goals against one of the so-called big teams as such. We've shipped 4 against Liverpool, 5 against City, 3 against United, and I think a United team that we shouldn't be shipping 3 goals against.
Yeah,
and that's and that for me is a little bit. Is there something mentally there? I don't know. When we go to,
I think look, we got to remember like that everyone was under the age of 23 or 23 in that.
No.
The reality is,
I can't even blame the back 4 for that either. That's the worst thing. I don't think
there wasn't defensive mistakes or
they done nothing wrong. It was every goal was from a cutback.
The second goal was a defensive mistake. The second goal was a defensive mistake.
I don't think so. It's easy. It's an easy goal to give away, but again, there's still. I'll watch it again. I'm not trying to cut you off. I'll watch it again.
No. Watch it again, because I saw it straight away. I knew exactly what Dallo was going to do.
Yeah, you can see it.
And do you know what I mean? Because I knew if you don't make that pass, we're in trouble.
Yeah, we'll watch it again. And again, I think there's probably a few things. Again, I don't know how good the pass was, but Smith Rowe definitely looked heavy-legged. He just kind of stretched rather than go towards it. And it's that do you know what I mean? Just that element of, like I say to my boys all the time, if you slide tackle and miss, you're out of the game. So sometimes you're better off staying on your feet and just staying close to someone, because at least you then can impact the second bit. Whereas he's kind of just lunged, so he might know I can't get to it. Again, that's, do you know what I mean? It was so tight, we'll see it. But I think the back 4 wasn't too bad. Let me get to Nigerian's comment. El Nene at fault for the first. Odegaard was ridiculous pen to give away against Fred. I would rather let Fred shoot, than take a risk of a pen. I want to know why ESR was taken off. Saka wasn't fit. I don't think ESR was having his best game, if I'm honest. And yeah, I think I would have taken him off. Something's obviously wrong with Pepe, because how he's not touching the pitch in that game and Nketiah doesn't make sense to me. So do you all think that's Pepe gone now? Because again, to
I
me,
think he's gone,
you bring on, even if you take off Odegaard, you put on Laka up front and you put Pepe in the 10, or put Martinelli up front and put Laka in the 10, and then you've got, I think Saka and Pepe will be on the wings at that stage. Like, I don't get the NK. Do you think we'll think that's the end of Pepe? Like, something's gone wrong between him and Arteta.
I think it's disrespect. From time you bring on someone who's half fit or not even half fit in front of you, that's the writing's on the wall, man.
I don't want to speculate, but I'm not saying Arteta's right or wrong, but do you think this is more down to do with Pepe or more to do with Arteta being stubborn? Because if a Pepe's not putting in training, regardless how good you are, do you deserve to play minutes, if that makes sense?
But
again,
we don't know. That's the thing.
This is me speculating, but there's definitely something's not happening, because even if he sees Smith Rowe and Saka as his number 1 and number 2 on the wings, once one of them comes off, it should be Pepe. And now Martinelli's jumped in front of him. And now we've taken another one off, and now Nketiah's got on the pitch in front of him. So there's definitely got to be some, and I don't want to speculate, but I think there's more to it than just he's not fancying him in these games. I think we've seen it before with Arteta. He's not going to budge if you're not performing. And I think, maybe Pepe is. And again, did I mention it in this show? The interview last week Arteta made when he mentioned Martinelli saying even when he's only playing 5 minutes, he works his socks off and he gives everything for them 5 minutes, and he doesn't moan, he gets on with it. And I was thinking, is that more, rather than praising Martinelli, is that a dig at Pepe to say you're not working?
A veiled dig, basically.
Indirect,
to Pepe. Listen, man, there's something obviously going on there between Arteta and Pepe. Whatever it is, needs to get sorted. I think if we can get 30 mil for him, I reckon Pepe's gone. If there's I really do. I think he's looking to kind of raise some cash, and to probably get in another forward. I know James is wanting Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and I know if that's something that could happen. But if Vlahovic, if that is an absolute no, then he would be the perfect one to come in, because he's someone who can hold the ball up and run directly at defense. You know, he can go both ways, basically. And that's what we need.
You know, you just watch that game and we're hitting balls sometimes, and you're just thinking, is there any point? As a defender, that must be so frustrating.
Yeah, just coming straight back,
knowing that there's no chance any of my guys are going to win that.
Yeah.
And again, you look at some players like Bentner, Adebayor. You know, those guys will just give you a chance. Do you know what I mean? I remember when Bentner used to just play on the left back, and Ashley Cole used to just ping it to him because he knows Bentner's bigger than every left back in the league, so he's gonna win that ball for you and bring you up the pitch.
We have nobody up top. You see how many crosses? We're like, okay, who's there? Nah, okay. The only
that was the thing.
The only chance we have of winning the header is in corners, and Gabriel's there. Genuinely,
Tavares, like some of the balls that he was playing into the box were quite good. I felt as well.
Yeah. And again, even having a player attack it, Lacazette's movement is just drawing Telles in every time. And even though Lacazette's
but you can see Saka wasn't fit.
Saka's not. He wasn't sharp.
Because he had 2 chances basically from 2 crosses, where even like so if he was fit, he would have buried. And Ali McCoy's kind of called it. Basically, he should have been a lot, closer to. But hey,
let's go in here. So this is the team we are, guys. That's why I said 90 minutes at a time, and I think we do need to. Do you know what I mean? Take that on board. Let's just win our next game.
But what I will temper with that is that the fact that there are certain games that are going to be close like this, and there are going to be fine margins. Now, I'm not getting at the guys for kind of losing this game to a degree, but these kind of matches are so good for this crop of players to win. They'll do so much for their confidence, and it's just a shame that they didn't, get the 3 points or even a draw, because they didn't deserve that. Hopefully they learn and they move on from it.
So one thing I will say though, actually, the fact of how we are all feeling, it's maybe a slight change because 2 years ago we probably would have gone into Old Trafford thinking we're going to get beat. So the same way we felt after Liverpool, of what do you expect? We have a go at them, but we're going to get beat by them. It's completely flipped, and I don't think this frustration is anything to do with the performance. I think it's because we actually feel we're good enough now to go to them places and win games. So maybe we need to, do you know what I mean? Accept it. It's going to be hard to sleep tonight. Gunner, I feel for you because Monday's going to be on your neck. But
me and him are going to dance, bro. Don't worry about that, man.
Yeah, but I think we get him on the next game. Nigerian Englishman definitely thinks there's more to it with Pepe. He also said he's washed dead guy. He's a B-Tech Jovino. Flavic or Ivan Toney for me. Forget DCL. I'm not going to rule out DCL. Again, we were too quick to rule. We were too quick to rule out Ramsdale, and look how that's changed. So I'm not ruling out DCL. Like, sometimes we just have to, do you know what I mean, just go with what it is. We didn't want Tommy. Well, no one really moaned about Tomiyasu, but we weren't really. No one was really calling for him.
Tomiyasu, man.
Let's give some Tomiyasu love at the moment, man.
Jesus.
He dealt with Sancho. This is what I was saying to these
guys. It was
Sancho is the player. He tried to rip him 3 times. Just get out of the way. Just get out of the way. Like, even Ronaldo tried to push it on him and he said no. Sorry.
Is there a better defender one-on-one?
We've got like the building blocks there at the back now. I think, like, you know, and look, thing he said in his interview, right, Mr. Kroenke, he said, look, there's still more work to do on this squad, and I think, just in January, can we add a bit of creativity to our midfield? Can we add a bit of steel to it, and can we add a bit of more of a cutting edge up front, man? Because we need it, man. We're not scoring enough goals.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, ESR's goal was fortuitous. Like, would De Gea have saved it if he was actually here? Yeah. And so,
what's your thoughts on that?
Really, I'm only looking at Odegaard's goal as one that, like, you know, was. Yeah.
Well, that was a good goal.
What's your thoughts on the De Gea situation? Obviously, it's definitely a goal.
Yeah.
It was the correct decision, like, because the ref hadn't blown the whistle, you know, like.
Yeah, and it wasn't a foul on him either.
There was no foul, so.
Yeah.
But I thought we should have just let them equalise. If I'm being honest.
Wow, I wouldn't have.
Bruh? Why?
Yeah, mate. You don't take those, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but we took it. You know, it is what it is.
Nah, there's nothing wrong. I'm sorry. If Fred and his big foot clumps his own keeper, sorry, that's his own fault.
And the thing is, as well, it weren't that, like, again, you're playing football. Like, stay on your feet and then get some treatment afterwards. Like, if you're hurting that bad, the thing is, he's not even laid down. He's laid down and faced away because. But this is the whole thing with keepers; they get so protected, even when they're not hurt, they just go there and they think, "All right, the referee's going to come and bail me out." But he's not even. If he was even facing towards the pitch, he might have been able to jump up and get to it. But he's facing towards the crowd, like.
And he was up 2 minutes later, taking goal kicks and shit. No. No. I think, as Alan Shearer said, if you watch the whole thing on Amazon or whatever, said that, you know, if it was a serious injury, like, you know, where he had to go off, stretch it off, whatever, then maybe there's a case to do that. However, my man was taking goal kicks and everything and pinging long balls and stuff straight after, and then the save against what he did with Gabriel from the corner. Nah, don't give nothing back for that. Not at all.
I hear you on that, but it's all in. Maybe that was the worst thing. Maybe the referee could have done us a favor and called it off, and we might have continued to play. But we definitely, as I said, the tweet came out after the Palace game about we need to stop doing it, and they've done it again. And it shows what happens when we do take a step back. And I don't feel, yes, it might have something to do with a manager, but also I do feel the players have to take that responsibility. We need someone to lift us and raise us when. Because there's going to be times where teams get on top of us. It's football. We can't dominate the ball for 90. But sometimes it needs a tackle or it needs... Do you know what I mean? Like when Martinelli goes up the pitch and then get the crowd going and bring the players with you. Do you know what I mean? But for me, it's all too silent. I'm wearing this top for a reason. Let me just scroll down a little bit. Whenever anything goes wrong, I put my Guendouzi on. Just to give me a little piece of something. I know Chris is thinking, why are you on this guy again? But it's just that character. You know, something you watch his character, and whatever you think of him as a player, sometimes there's been some players who aren't great, but their character is important. I look at someone like Robbie Savage. He'd tell you straight up, I was never good enough to play the level I played at. But the mentality, the heart took me to another level, and we seem to lack that somebody. I see it a bit in Lacazette and I see it in Ramsdale, and they're the only two who I think actually drag players and drag us forward. Like, I think Gabriel and White are becoming leaders, but sometimes you need that other bit of character. And do you see anyone in this team that has that at the moment, apart from maybe Lacazette and Ramsdale?
I think Gabriel and White are actually, because when I was at the game on Saturday, I could hear shouting from both of them two all throughout the game. I can hear them talking. So there's a lot going on. Again, it's the back four, but White and Gabriel, I think have formed such a good partnership.
I like them too.
And I think they are very vocal. You can hear them in the ground shouting, up, drop. Do you know what I mean? Everything is being, everything, all the instructions are being bellowed out to whoever, to likes of Tavares or Tommy or whatever.
I'm going to call out one. Sorry, Canners. I'm gonna go to you. I know you've been to a few games this year. Partey just seems like a gentle giant. Like, not in how he plays, but like, I just don't see anything from him. Like, I've never seen him get angry. I've never seen. Do you know what I mean? He just plays like. And again, I haven't been to many matches this year, and again, maybe I haven't looked for it when I have been to see them, but I'm needing more from him, not just football-wise, but actually, you are a senior statesman. You've probably got, out of all the players in that team, you've probably maybe won the most. You've probably played at the highest level at Atletico Madrid, who have, do you know what I mean, gone to Champions League finals. They've won La Liga. Do we need more from him in terms of leadership and actually just grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck? Yeah, just having that. He just seems like a gentle giant to me. I've never seen him in anything. Like, I've never seen him put a tackle in when you think, Jesus Christ, like, do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to base him on Vieira, but just
some of his driving runs in the second half were okay, but
yeah, he was good. He was good, but just that, like, just get you going. Does he? He doesn't give me that feeling. Do you see it in him, or we aren't? Is that just not his character? He just seems like a gentle guy.
The best screener of the ball we had, I think, in Gilberto Silva. That wasn't his type of thing, to start screaming at people and putting big tackles. His thing, he's very much like Partey, I think. Partey's probably a little bit better on the ball. However, Partey's all about interceptions and using his strength. He is a silent assassin. He's as strong as an ox. So don't get it twisted, man.
Yeah. Now he's strong.
As strong as an ox. And I just think that if it's not his character, it's not his character. I mean, I think you got other players around him. I think Sambi, is someone who actually watch out for him.
Yeah. Sambi needs time, man. But yeah, I like the look of him so far, man. Yeah. I expect him to be back in the Everton game, man. I don't want to see Elneny play again, man.
100%.
I think Sambi's good enough to play against Everton. No disrespect to them, but yeah, I'd expect to see him back for the Everton game.
Yeah. I was disappointed. I would like to have seen Sambi play, to be honest. I think it would have been another, feather to his cap, play at Old Trafford in front of their crowd. Do you know what? Kind of like, that's the game, I feel, where Arteta, if he trusted him, he should have played him. Do you know what I mean? Okay, you've gone to Anfield. You know what you did wrong. Okay, do you know what? We've got Old Trafford now. You've got 70,000 people now playing it, in front of. It's going to be hostile, blah, blah, blah. But let's see what you got. And I think that was a massive... I think that's a big thumbs down, really, from Arteta on him, really, because he didn't trust him to do the job that he's been doing. So
yeah, I think I can agree with that as well. Not a massive thumbs down, but yeah, like I would have expected him to have trusted, like you trusted him for this much.
Yeah, it just didn't make any sense.
But there are a few of the big games he has looked a bit like a deer in front of headlights sometimes. Like, but yeah, like it's just difficult. I definitely think in any case, El Neni and Xhaka, you know, like maybe Xhaka can offer something, but El Neni can't. Xhaka's not going to be our long-term solution. So,
oh gosh, you know what? You've come to me there.
Address that now, like I think, man.
Oh gosh, you just kind of like put into my head. In January, we could have a centre midfield pairing of Xhaka and El Neni.
Yeah, we need to move in the window. We need to move in the window, and I do feel Laka needs some time out. I feel sometimes you stumble across it. I think Martinelli deserves to play the next few games, whether Saka's fit or not. I think Martinelli deserves to hold his shirt until someone drags it off him. Again, I believe Lacazette deserves to come in and play. He's done nothing wrong again to get dropped the last 2 games. I get Odegaard tactically might be more creative against Newcastle, but the run we went on with Lacazette in the team, again, we lose to Liverpool, and he's the one that gets dropped. Like, I get he's going, but at the same time, you're trying to win games, and he seems to bring more. I think Lacazette, Aubameyang might just need a scruffy goal. He just needs. Do you remember last year Lacazette couldn't score, and then he hit that one. He hit off his left foot, right foot to left foot, and it's gone top bins. Something like that. So hold on, we got someone in the comments calling me out.
Here we go.
Rebel, how you doing, my brother? We're good here. Just having our little bit of therapy. Like, we got work in the morning, but we're still here. It's all good. But no, congratulations to you lot. Like, didn't do much. My review hasn't changed on you. I think we give you.
Don't forget, you're still behind us. Yeah.
Yeah, you're still looking up. You're still looking up at the table. But cool, right, guys. I've got nothing else. Anyone got any closing words before we disappear?
Dust ourselves off and go again.
Yeah, I think Everton need to hold one. I think they need to hold one.
Yeah, they're the ones that are tough to take. And listen, it's a work in progress. So let's
give it time, man. Give it time. We'll be competing in these games soon, man. If we keep developing like this, it'll come, man.
Yeah.
Look who's popped up as well. Nice to see you still alive, Mike. How you keeping?
They just beat Brentford.
Remind me what the score was when United played Spurs.
Yeah,
at home.
Didn't they score the same amount of goals that we scored against Spurs?
Spurs get battered.
Hi, Mike.
we let them have their moment anyway. But again, it's back.
You enjoy this little moment, yeah.
For real, I think we'll be back again. Everton being in a bad run of form, but that might be the worst thing for Arsenal because, it's quite funny actually. I'm surprised he hasn't come under a bit more pressure, Benitez, because I don't think he's doing much at all at the moment of what he's got.
Well, they've had a lot of injuries though, haven't they? So,
you reckon? They still should be performing better than they have, though. I think apart from
Calvert-Lewin is the big one for them, isn't it? That he's been missing. Richarlison, you take them 2 out of the team, they're a totally different team. Yeah. Listen, those 2 are big players. To be fair,
look at this guy. One point behind with a game in hand. Yeah, but you've got to win your game in hand.
Yeah. Win it, boys.
You know what they say? A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Yeah, exactly, my friend. Yeah.
I mean, anyway, let's get on.
You guys should have learned about counting chickens by now, man.
Trust me. Let's answer this one quickly before we go. Gunner King, is your position on Arteta changed at all?
No, not like.
And what is your position?
Too early,
Tell us your position.
Look, we gotta be real. Like, these new players literally came in the summer. He spent the first season and a bit getting rid of like an absolute shower of a shambles that was a squad. He's effectively broken it apart and he's slowly putting it back together again. Like, we live in this age where we just expect instant results and it's just not realistic at all. Like, you take stock of where we are at the moment. I repeat, if you had said, that after 14 games, we would be in this position, you would have laughed at me. And then when I said I was serious, you would have bitten my hand off to take it. So let's just stay chilled, like, because that's what you got to look at. Like, these one games, look, we want to be able to beat the big teams and show we can compete with them. That takes time. Like, You know, like those teams that we want to compete against, you know, like they've been together for ages. De Gea, Maguire, you know, like you look at Rashford, he's been there for some time. You know,
he was poor, wasn't he? Flipping heck.
Fred, you know, like they've all been there and played together for a long time. You know, like so. Look, we got to just get into a groove, which we have been doing against most of the other teams, and just keep that up. Get into January, add a bit more quality, add a bit more depth. Get into the European places, even if it's Europa League. Go again in the summer. That's literally all we got to do. Like we're gonna take some of these beatings. That's just a reality because these aren't ready-made players that we've gone to market and put in our squad. They're works in progress. You know, like you'll start seeing the fruits of that labor when they've got some experience under their belt. And unfortunately, this is part of that experience that they have to take on board.
Do you know who I really blame for today's loss? To be honest,
go on.
Watford.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I was going to say that earlier, actually.
They didn't have to beat them 4-1, man. 2-1 would have done.
Yeah, man. Just trust in your defense to take the 2-1
out
of there.
2-1 would have done.
Ollie would have still been at the wheel, right?
He would have been still at the wheel, man. You know what I mean? So, I'm blaming Watford. So next time we play Watford, we have to smash them. Just
they
for
got to hold some lashes, boy. But right, cool. We're going to wrap up there, guys. It's been a good stream. I feel better for it. We don't hide as some of the others do, coming on late to streams after they get beaten stuff, have me waiting in the comments for time. So yeah, we're here. Like, we'll take it. We'll take it. Again, you lot have brought Ronaldo just to beat Arsenal, so he's done his job. But yeah, fair play to the guy. Fair play to United. But yeah, we're closing the gap. And we're still where we, do you know what I mean? We're above, as Gunnar said, we're above where we thought we would be.
Sorry, Mike has just said 2 penalty shots. However, actually, do you not think Tomiyasu won?
Tomiyasu. Do you know what? I think if who won the header? Was it Martinelli? Won the flick on?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think if he didn't win the flick on, I would have gone more for a shout because it might have dropped to Tomiyasu. But I think once he won the flick on, it's taking it away from him.
But a foul's a foul.
It's true. It's true. But I think if that goes against me, I'll be fuming.
Really?
Yeah, he's one of them ones because I think he's got no chance of winning the ball. Like if the ball was dropping and then it's different. But I think whoever's flicked it and it's gone above. But yeah, he definitely had hands all over him. Oh, hold on, Rebel's in agreement with you.
With me about what?
Yeah.
No, with Canners about the Maguire pullback on Tomiyasu.
Yeah, I actually thought, and it didn't go to VAR. I was surprised.
Yeah, again, I'll watch it again. If it's against you, you'll be fuming.
But he's English, so he gets away with it. It's English tax, isn't
it?
Yeah.
Let's be real.
You're right.
But let's not around Tomiyasu.
If Granit Xhaka said it, done it. Hold on. That's what he says here.
I'm just saying.
He yanked Tomiyasu back by the
wrist. I'm just saying.
No,
a foul's a foul, regardless, man, of whatever the outcome has happened. If as soon as it goes out, that's what VAR's there to do. You then have a look at it and say, "Oh, hold on one sec." Boom.
That's my thing, though. It's like,
look at this.
If you're calling for clear and obvious mistakes, if the referee hasn't seen something, let him go and have a look.
He hasn't seen it. He hasn't seen it. But if he had been given a chance, he'd say, "Hey, wait 1 second. Okay, have a look at this."
Yeah. But yeah, to be fair,
we just got to smash Everton, bro. We got such a smash on them. Like, I'm gonna have to get in touch with like my mate Kieran Rance.
Just to let everyone know, there's
do a preview.
There's no breakdown show this week because even though I've got probably a lot of content I could do, but there's probably I might try and put one out, but obviously we're playing on Monday, so that's my day for the breakdown. So I don't know what to do, but no, we might put something together. Mr. B wants to come
do a double header on Tuesday.
Yeah, we got Everton on Monday evening.
Are we playing on Monday against Everton?
Yeah,
shit.
Monday evening.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so gives us something to look forward to. But yeah, listen, let's not be too downbeat. Again, let's gonna keep saying, if after 3 games we would have thought we'd have been 5th place above United and Tottenham, 1 point behind West Ham, we would have bit your hand off for it. So let's just keep going. Again, let's just keep doing what we're doing. Let's keep beating the teams that we're meant to beat. And again, another day against this kind of that performance, we might have got a draw or something better out of it. So we just got to stick to it, not get too disheartened. But however, January is round the corner, and Kroenke, like,
There's some shopping
time
to do.
do some shopping. Let's move now rather
sure,
than wait
man.
to the summer. It looks like
Mike,
Nketiah has made
he
his
will be
decision
Everton.
up. Yeah, again, it looks like Nketiah has made this decision. Looks like Lacazette's made this decision. So actually, rather than just wait for them to leave in the summer, let's go and replace them now. Even if we can't sell them,
Yeah.
because again, if you're a team,
No,
are you going to
look,
buy them now unless you're desperate? But actually, we're not going to make money on them. So let's get the
We're not
players
going to
in
make
now.
money on them, and yeah, this
Just give someone 6
chance that
months.
we have to actually gate crash that top 4, we might as well gamble.
Yeah, just gamble now, because we're going to need to replace them in the summer anyway. So
the
just do it now.
reward for doing that is.
I'll tell you what,
monumental.
I would break the bank for Vlahovic right now.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying, man.
Lord.
I'll put a
Listen,
decent.
it can't be. Aren't Juve up for some kind of like
Yeah, they
Juve are up for some match fixing scandal, so I reckon that's going to make them like, yeah. Well, they're going to get relegated again. What?
That's the thing.
And
So he can't be looking to
sell all their players, bro.
Yeah. Well, even the Tottenham director of football was involved.
Yeah. He's might get pulled out.
But Mike, you might want to hold your horses there on your new sporting director.
Do you know, it's one of them ones, isn't it, where you give him what he wants and you put a release clause in there. If you don't make Champions League, then as long as we don't lose money on you, but that might be what brings. Because again, he's now probably at his age and how he's playing. He wants Champions League football.
Yeah.
And I think to get over the line, you've got to give him what he wants with some sweeteners to say, actually, if you don't make Champions League, we're paying 70.
What do you say? 200 grand a week.
Yeah, he's got to get that money. Like I think he's what we need. Someone physical who can finish,
ruffle feathers
powerful
all day.
Yeah.
But he's not slow either.
No. He's powerful. He's powerful.
He's a powerhouse, and I think that's what we need. We need a bit of a mix of what we've got in Abba and Laka, someone who can hold the ball, but equally someone who can get in behind. I think that's where Laka lets himself down. And
here we go on Monday.
Here he is.
We're waiting for you. We waited on the stream just for you on Monday. give us a quick roundup
until you got it.
Give us a quick. Go on, you got 2 more comments on Monday, then we're going to bounce. Go on, get it off.
Come on. Chris King was good. There we go. Okay.
Well,
next one. You've had one. You got one more.
TikTok live, bro. Jump on my TikTok live if you want. I'm not vexed, bro. Like I said, like there's a whole season to go. We're still ahead of you. Yeah. You still got to worry about overtaking Spurs. Yeah. Before you can start worrying about talking to us. Yeah. So yeah, you know.
My God. Let's just ask a question.
It's all cool in the game, bro.
You want to jump on?
Yeah. Monday, if you want to stream, like, just jump in quickly. You can come and have a little word. We're not hiding, mate. We're here. We're here,
man. We're here, man. We're here.
He said, "Stop crying, dude. Not on the live. Hold it in."
What's he doing? Is he jumping on?
I don't
jumping in. Jump in. You got 1 minute. Literally.
Yeah, we wait for you.
Come on.
I don't think he wants it, does he?
No, I don't want it, man. I don't want the fire.
Mike wants to see tears. You're not going to get that from us.
See no tears, bro.
You're not going to get that from us.
Listen,
we're here,
Mike.
We're here.
Yeah, you ain't beating Arsenal this season. You ain't beating United.
The meltdown those Tottenham boys had after Moura. The meltdown those boys had after Moura was unprecedented.
Yeah. Mr. Aubameyang, welcome.
How you doing? How you doing, people?
We're good, man. We're good.
Eye contact, please. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Look at me, Trevor. Head up, man. Come on.
Head up, you know. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Monday, the stage is yours. Take it away.
All right. Listen. I do want to say, jokes aside.
Was it deserved? Was it deserved?
Yes, I believe so.
Wow, I want to hear this.
Okay.
I think it is.
First 20 minutes, you outplayed us. Smooth football. We couldn't cope with you. You're a really good side, well-oiled, and that was a major difference. Once you scored, or you didn't score really, that was a bit of unsportsmanship again. Watford, now this. I'm joking.
Cojones.
Okay. Don't bite, Chris. Once you scored, I think like it's instant like that, isn't it? Once you score that, you think, all right, we scored, let's sit back, because you didn't sit back. You had us on the back foot all along.
Yeah.
So suddenly it's like, oh my god, suddenly we're playing football in your half. I'm thinking, okay, guys, calm down. We can probe. We kept probing. We don't have no patterns of play, but eventually you were going to break you down eventually, and that's what happened. I mean, Fred drove in the box and laid it off for Bruno, and we scored and equalised. And that to me was the main change in the game, when you allowed us to come back in the game after you were controlling it for the first 20 minutes or so. I think that's a bit disappointing on your part. I'm not. This is not a diss. I'm not. No jokes aside.
No. But you said the same thing.
Exactly the same thing. What you said.
Yeah. So I think that whether that's the manager or whether it's a mentor, Trev, what do you think? Because I want to hear your perspective on this. To me, I idolize you. You're a baller. I looked up to you as a kid. No jokes. Honestly, Trev was class.
You're older than a Monday.
Listen.
Hold on, Monday. Go on, give me a second. Hold on. I'm gonna ask you again, Cannon. You older than a Monday?
Stop it, man. Gumsa, don't do this.
No, but take it as a compliment. Take it as a compliment.
Yeah, he looks good, doesn't he? He looks good.
Yeah, he does.
So
well,
you guys, man, you guys are killing me.
You say I'm old. I look old. But here's the thing. Nah. So I always looked up to Trevor, and I think, well, sometimes when you're playing a game, you naturally do that anyway. Even if you're encouraged to say, push up the line or keep that momentum going, sometimes you think, all right, we've got this. Let me just see it to half time and everything else. So I don't know whether it's the players or whether Arteta said, all right, ease up now, just keep the shape, which is something we were doing. So when we went 3-2 up, I was saying keep compact, and I think the manager done pretty well to sort of keep it compact. And even if you went wide, don't worry. It's in Harry Maguire's house. He cleared the ball. Wasn't worried about those balls coming across. Only Saka had a little opportunity towards the end where he had a bit of free time to score, to shoot, and Fred got in the way. So I think that was the main catalyst of change, really, where the game sort of shifted into our game. And then once that happened, with the crowd being at home, with the momentum and everything else, it was very difficult to get back in. But I just think if you turned up a notch and another notch, which I think you've got a few levels in you, you haven't reached that ceiling yet, and you didn't show that today. You showed a little piece of what you got. If you would have turned it up, and that just comes with character, or maybe someone in midfield saying, driving you on and saying, no, let's not sit back, let's push on. Because a lot of people on our show are talking about Partey being maybe a passenger today. And I thought he played well, but is he vocal enough? Is he that leading and saying, no, come on, let's push up. Why are you sitting back? Let's push up, let's get on them and that kind of thing. So that's my assessment of the game.
Amondi, when I mean we've just had that convo, I've just put it to these guys to say, to me,
the one thing I will say,
he's a good footballer, but he just doesn't have that. He's like a gentle giant. He's a gentle giant, isn't he? Where he just plays good football. He doesn't grab the game by the scruff. He doesn't rattle the other players to push on or do a little bit more. The one thing I will say,
Gumsa, is you know what, and I guess I kind of like think, looking back on reflection to that, I think you know, I mentioned Gilberto Silva, but who did Gilberto Silva have next to him?
Patrick Vieira.
Good job.
He doesn't need to. Yeah, so
you know what I mean?
Because again, you do sometimes you do need calm up there.
Yeah,
but sometimes you also need someone with a bit of fire, and this is why, again, I'm not trying to bring up Guendouzi, Chris, but he was a man. I think you would have seen him on Monday when things were going wrong for us. He would bite and he would tackle. He would get in your face. He would lift the crowd, and he wasn't the greatest player. He was good, but sometimes just someone to give you that little bit of fire. And get you going, and we just seem to lack that. I'm not saying we don't have leaders, but there's no one who's gonna get you going when, do you know what I mean, it's going against you. And this is, I think, a big problem for us. I think we do need to.
So can I just ask? Sorry. Can I ask you then? So do you think it is like, so we mentioned Partey, we're talking about driving the team on. You mentioned the manager. I'm in between. Is it Partey? Well, obviously he hasn't got that vocal ability and everything else, but to drive the team on and say, no, we're sitting too deep. Or should the manager, because I saw Arteta on the line saying whatever, I don't know what he's saying, but should the manager be saying, no, just push on, don't, because we already got the half, we're dominating them, push on. Because if we started to push at you and you was, you know, on the front foot, you could have had more opportunities, because only once or twice you got in behind us. Once with a long straight ball, which we're supposed to deal with. Yeah, that's the thing. So I think on the whole we're quite comfortable, but we weren't comfortable with you playing slick football in our half in the first 20 minutes.
and we spoke about this as well. There's an element of when our backs are against the wall, we have no out, and this might be we need maybe a more physical striker who, if something goes up in the air, he's going to bring that down or win the flick on so we can get up the pitch. Because again, we spoke about it, in your first goal.
That's what we need.
Look where Harry Maguire was. He won the ball in our half, bomb forward, and he was almost playing like a left wing, and that's what created a massive overload for us. So again, he was confident enough to say, "I'm winning that ball. Aubameyang's not going to hold me up," and now I'm on the front foot again. And it's just those little things where maybe a more physical striker.
Do you know what it is? I think if you have players that stamp their authority on the games, Maguire would not do that against a Grealish or Cancelo or Foden, etc.
Even imagine Lukaku. Imagine him trying to win Lukaku like that.
Huh?
But even like a Lukaku, imagine him trying to win that ball against Lukaku.
Yeah. I mean, but those players, they stamp their authority on a game, and they on you. Maguire ain't doing that against them players. Maybe our players, once they get that little bit older and a bit more kind of physicality to them, that might be a thing, and that's one of the reasons why I think Vlahovic is an absolute must for us to offer that physicality.
Now you've seen it, Monday, but this has been a common problem. And again, we had it against Crystal Palace, was identical to this, where we went 1-0 up, and then they just pushed us further and further back, and we couldn't get out. Right. And then and this is literally a carbon copy.
One thing I would add, I think with the goal, what helped us, because we were really struggling, even though we were playing a lot in your half, you were comfortable with it. But the only thing is, like, when we outnumbered you by Harry Maguire driving into that space that was left open, because you weren't expecting, it's like, then you're like, oh my God, we're comfortable with this, what we've been drilled to do. Suddenly you've got a centre back driving into our area, into our zone or our half, and we don't know what to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying Harry Maguire's a baller or anything like that, but he saw the space and he attacked that space, dribbled into that space, and then suddenly it's like, all right, now what? Because you were because you did outnumber us. Your shape, everything else, we were struggling to break you down. But I think
can I ask you one question? One question.
Go on, Cannon, you go to him first, and I'll go to him after.
Talk to me about Tomiyasu.
Yeah, Sancho tried to square them up, pop, touch, go. And touch go. It's like, no, touch, no, come out of here, And I thought all round, he really does impress me. He's
By the way, he just pocketed a £90 million player.
I wouldn't say pocketed, Trev. Come on, man. I mean, no. Think about it, Trev. Think about it. If you're playing football, and you drive at a man, show him your thing, and you realise, this guy is got it.
Yeah,
that's not pocketed. You do it once, and you say, right, obviously, I'm not going to do that again. So what I'm going to do is pop it off and then go. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think it's not like, I think Sancho's got good IQ. He realised after that thing, what we all remember. All right, I know you're going to bring it up, but we did still beat you anyway. But I know you're going to bring it up. But I think after that, I'm going to say to myself, I ain't doing that again. I'll go square him up, jockey, and then pop it off, to save the embarrassment and show out of respect as well. I put Tomiyasu up there. I think he's really impressed me. Physical as well, pace as well, and to do that today, I thought, Jesus Christ!
And Ronaldo tried to step over, didn't he, against him?
He got shut down as well.
You guys can show. I missed that one. I must have missed that.
Breakdown show now, just to show you them two moves. Don't worry about that. I'll bring the breakdown show back. But
in the breakdown, yeah. And remember, when the breakdown, I want a proper breakdown, not the emotional breakdown where I have to call you to get sectioned or something. Take it easy, guys. Take it easy.
I'm there. I'm with you. But just one more thing, because again, I think this guy gets a hard time from a lot of United fans. For me, he was your man in the match today. That's Fred. I think he's made 2 unselfish runs, which has made 2 goals for you.
Here we go.
We didn't pick him up.
Here we go, Gumsa. Sorry, Gumsa. I hear we say, here you go now. You're talking about MOM for something about work rate or something like that. Are you not seeing the technical abilities? Aren't you seeing his lack of passing? Aren't you seeing his lack of control? I mean, we're like...
I hear you, but I think he's had the biggest impact.
You're going to give a man in the match for something you're supposed to do.
He's had the big. I'm expecting Sancho and Rashford to tear us up. He's had the biggest impact, and yes, it's only making a 10-yard dart, but we was comfortable, as you explained, and he's just taken upon himself to make a 10-yard run, and he's opened up a whole lot of space for everybody else.
Gumsa,
you are. I agree.
You're supposed to do this,
but I didn't see anyone else doing it.
Chris Rock joke about I look after my kids. You're supposed to look after your kids. It's true.
I hear what you're saying, and again, I think this is where me and my friend were talking in a WhatsApp group, and it shows me the level how far both teams have fallen, because just that alone impressed me to think, fuck me, I wish one of my midfielders would break a line with a run, and we just don't get that. And do you know what I mean? And I feel he does come under a lot of criticism. Obviously, the first goal, everyone's going to look at him. Eve, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think De Gea should have stood on his feet and just dealt with it, and then go and get treated?
You wait until the ball goes out of play. Even if you have to hobble, even if you've got a broken neck, you wait until that ball goes out of play and you run it off until then. I think that's pathetic, absolutely pathetic. Because with goalkeepers, you touch them, you think, if I go down, the referee's going to blow up. No, not this time. And if we would have lost the game based on that, because everyone's forgotten about that now. No one's going to say about that. But to me, I'm very critical about that. It's terrible. That's disgusting. Yeah. How can you do that? Because you look shame now. You now look at Fred with his clumsy self, steps to your foot. You go down like a little bee, and then you're not even that. You turn away. You don't even see the action, and the ball just you passed it in the net. So imagine you just like, look, how many you play Sunday football thing? I see Trevor play for Jamrock on a thing. He takes knocks like that and runs it off. So I'll get back for you later. That kind of thing, and run it off. And what's stopping Diego from getting up and just pick up the ball? Because that ball wasn't struck very hard. So that's disgusting, in my opinion.
Exactly. Fair. I think Fred should have been sent off for a reckless tackle on De Gea. So referee's got to have another look at himself. It was definitely studs up. It was definitely studs up. So referee's got to have a proper look at himself for that, man. It was reckless. But let's say fair play to you lot. And I love your breakdown, because again, I think you echoed everything we said previously, but you summed up in 3 minutes, and it's taken us an hour and 15. So
that's because you got Chris King on the
show. Bless you, but
whole show, man.
Chris has been quite humble today. It's me and Cannons, boy. But I appreciate your Monday and enjoy your evening.
Tomorrow morning, make sure you do the checkup on Chris. Do a risk assessment, because I'm a bit concerned about it.
I think we can check up on Nigeria as well.
Don't bite! Chris, I love you, man. Chris, I love you. Yeah. I heard a joke. I heard someone told me, somebody told me they checked in on you TikTok. Your phone was on the floor. I didn't realize you're still running live. Jesus, oh my days. Oh my days.
The whole time, man.
Listen, you know what it is? Like sometimes we banter and all that kind of thing, but it's all love. The Armoury is the place to be for all Arsenal man them. I'm going to share this. I think you guys are doing a fantastic job. You've got everything here to build a great channel. You've got the brain, the brawn. You've got the tactical analysis. You've got everything. I wasn't pointing at you, Trev.
He said you're the experienced guy.
Yeah. You got the age and experience, Someone who could. But keep it going, guys. Fantastic channel. And keep going with the season. I think I'm not here to mock or anything like that. Jokes aside, it was a good game. There wasn't much between the sides, and the league don't lie, really. And I think you're on the up. I really do think you're on the up.
Appreciate you coming on Monday. Appreciate you coming on. Enjoy your moment.
Mate. God bless you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yes. Right, guys, that's enough for us today. Yeah. Hour and 23. Yeah, the therapy, I feel better. I'm going to go and get a drink. I don't know what else I'm going to do. I'm gonna just look at my phone for the next half an hour. But yeah.
You're still live, bro.
No, we ain't quit it yet, Gunner. Oh. But yeah, as I said, hopefully we can bounce back on Monday against Everton. Obviously, make sure you stay tuned. There will be lots of shows coming up in the next few days. We'll definitely have a preview for the Everton game, and we'll see if we can get. Have you got anything lined up, Chris? Have you got any Gunner King Courts for the Everton game?
I'm gonna speak to my mate. I've got an Everton fan, Kieran Rance. I'm also doing a podcast tomorrow with our RNA and his a guy from TikTok here, Dill's Footy Rants, I think. So that's going to be previewing some of the weekend's games, but we're going to do a roundup as well. Going to get more smoke in that on, I suppose. But also, I'm going to line up a court session. I want to speak to Kieran, see if he will jump on our channel. I might jump on his channel as well, because he might want a preview with an Arsenal fan. And see if we can line up a roundup show as well. I want to start getting the transfer ones on the go as well.
Decent.
So yeah, those will probably get started next week as well.
Let's hope some of them come in because we need something. But again, it's not all too downbeat. Let's be positive. Let's hope we go and get a result against Everton. Again, we've reacted quite well after the Liverpool result. We reacted well against Newcastle. So let's hope we react well against the Everton and then go on a little run again. Let's get to Christmas now without losing another game, and then we can reassess. So that's what we got to do, isn't it? You got to set them little targets. But Gunner King, thank you very much for being on the show. I'm sure I'll see you over the weekend. And let's keep believing. Guys, we out of here. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for the comments. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe. And we out here. And we're still here. We're still we're still we rep. Even in defeat, we rep. So I'm proud of you for stepping on.
Win, lose, or draw, we're about, man.
Yeah, man, we're here. Love, guys.